Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. And today the Houston Rockets have announced their starting lineups for the second game of the season and the home opener for the Houston Rockets against the Detroit Pistons. Rockets can't fall to 0-2. I mean, it's not death sentencing, but this game I'd like to see the Rockets improve to 1-1 and but the schedule gets a lot easier after this. This is going to be a hard game. The Pistons, I believe, are a good squad. Just had a tough night on Wednesday. But Ime Udoka was asked if the starting lineups were going to change at all because, the Rockets did have a tough time with spacing, at times, with the big lineup. And, possibly would you want to see the Rockets add in maybe Reed Shepherd into the starting lineup to have more of a point guard in there. But no, Ime Udoka is rolling with the same starters. I have no problem with this at all. So the same starting lineups tonight as you saw for the Rockets opening night against the Thunder. Rockets are going with Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Alperen Şengün, Steven Adams, and Jabari Smith Jr. in their starting five. I have no problem with this. I really don't. I think that they played well against a good Thunder team, and it's going to take a minute. This is a squad it's a new squad, really. I mean, Amen Thompson. A lot of these guys have been on the same team before, but Kevin Durant's new to this team, and that's a whole adjustment, right? These guys, these young guys, got to get used to playing next to Kevin Durant. That's hard to do, because the whole game changes when you're playing next to, a superstar like KD. And a lot of the Rockets' young players have to realize that they are playing next to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant didn't get enough touches or get enough shots up in that game, if you ask me. It's just a game where you go to double overtime. Durant plays most of the overtime. He wasn't out there the final shot when Jabari airballed the game-winning potential shot, but he was out there and almost until the end of the game. So KD played 48 minutes, played 4 quarters and two overtimes, and he only took 16 shots. I think there were so many times I looked at what the Rockets were doing the other night on Tuesday. I kept saying, with guys like Reed Shepherd and Alperen Şengün and Amen Thompson, and Alperen Şengün was amazing the other night. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but sometimes the better option is to give the ball to the superstar Kevin Durant. And so I think Alp is great. Alp had a great game, and I think with the game we saw from him, I really think he's going to be a potential superstar. And I think Amen Thompson has great potential as well. I think Shepherd has his own potential too. Not as bright as Thompson and Şengün, but all three of those guys have potential, but they're not as good as Kevin Durant right now. And I think that there were times the other night where Kevin Durant should have gotten the basketball and didn't. You got to put that on him a little bit as well, because he's got to call for the ball a little bit more. There's sometimes where he's just sitting there and letting things happen. He's got to be more aggressive on his own end as well. But I believe the Rockets can get back on the win column tonight. I'm not freaking out if the Rockets fall to 0-2. It's two hard opponents, and the Rockets' schedule does get easier after this. After this Pistons game, they host the Nets at home, then play Toronto, then play Boston, and so that's what the next 3 games look like. And I think Boston, they still have talent, but they don't have the size to deal with the Rockets. The Rockets will win that game easily. The Nets, they've got some nice players, but the Rockets are going to be able to beat them easily. And the Raptors could be a tough challenge, but I like the Rockets too. So I think that even if the Rockets lose this game, fall to 0-2, they still got a good chance, in my opinion, to win the next 3 after that and go to 3-2. So this would just be a great win, because then you go to 1-1, and then you look at your next 3 games and like, ooh, maybe we have a good chance to, say through 5 games we're 4-1. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on the Rockets starting lineups tonight. It's the same as it was against OKC, as I mentioned. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section.